Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Agriculture Minister this morning. In the words of an ag farmer in Hastings County, red tape is killing agriculture. The time it takes for a farmer to get permits and approvals he needs from your ministry to build an extension onto an existing barn can take months or even years. The red tape runaround is discouraging innovation, growth, and expansion for the family farm and for agribusinesses. Farmers know better than most how much the cost of doing business will go through the roof every time a bureaucrat carrying a clipboard walks up their driveway. Minister, if a farmer wants to extend a barn to the same length as his existing barns, a project that will create about $250,000 in construction work for local contractors, why should he have to wait through not one, but 2 building seasons to get an approval from your ministry?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I just want to acknowledge that the member opposite raises a very real issue in terms of the need to look at regulations and make sure that we have the right regulations. Remember, a regulation has to balance the business imperatives and safety imperatives, Mr. Speaker. So we have a one-window process. We have a regulation reduction process, Mr. Speaker, that is making changes. So we replaced 2 outdated egg regulations with a single regulation that reflects industry practices, Mr. Speaker. We're streamlining packaging and grading standards to give fruit and vegetable growers and packers more choice, Mr. Speaker, in how they market their products to meet new market demands. So we are making changes, Mr. Speaker, that are real, but at all times we are going to balance the market imperatives and the safety imperatives.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Speaker and Minister, I spoke with hundreds of farmers just a couple of weeks ago at the recent Hastings County Plowing Match and Farm Show in the Sterling area. They're insulted that you've reduced the role of agriculture to a part-time position. They're disgusted with the notion that the #1 industry in Ontario is nothing more than photo ops in red rubber boots by a downtown Toronto premier that thinks a furrow is an expensive coat. Minister, the fact of the matter is there's no reason why it should take more than 2 years to get these kinds of projects approved. The overregulation of our family farms and agribusinesses is getting worse, not better. 77% of farmers indicated their red tape burden is getting heavier, not lighter in Ontario under your government. The number of forms and questionnaires and studies is making it nearly impossible for them to grow. Minister, why is your government intent on putting our farmers in Ontario out of business?
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I have to say the young people to whom I was handing out 4-H awards the other day didn't seem to think that it was a problem that the Premier was paying attention to.
Hear, hear.
And again, I would just say, Mr. Speaker, that again, this question from the member opposite shines a light on the fact that the party opposite wants to divide. The party opposite doesn't want to help people understand that we live in one province, we live in one Ontario, Mr. Speaker, that people who grow our food and produce and process our food are integrally connected to the people who live in our suburban and our urban areas, Mr. Speaker. And if we forget that, and if we undermine that connection, Mr. Speaker, then we are doing future generations a huge disservice. The farmers I have talked to, Mr. Speaker, want high profile for agri-food. They want everyone in the province to understand that it's a priority of this government, and it is, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Question.